Good evening, YouTubers. We are on the Port River Dolphin and Ghost Ship Tour at Port Adelaide, Australia. We'll take a look at these playful dolphins and sunken ships along the river. Let's go! According to our captain, there are 30 of these bottlenose dolphins living in the Port River full time. Because of these dolphins living here, the Adelaide Dolphin Sanctuary was established in 2005 and is one of the few located within a metropolitan area. Long-term studies began in the late 1980s and have identified around 200 dolphins here in three categories: full-time residents, regular visitors, and occasional visitors migrating to and from different parts of the Pacific. The key threats to these dolphins include boat strikes, fishing line entanglements, deliberate harm, and water pollution. Calf survival numbers and the overall population size have declined since the studies began, prompting ongoing conservation and monitoring work.
And while on duty in 1942, 3 Japanese midget submarines entered the Sydney harbour. The failure accidentally struck one of the submarines, becoming an accident.
The second part of the tour has us going into the inlet to view parts of more than 40 abandoned and broken up vessels that lie embedded in the mud and with mangroves growing in the ruins of the backwaters of the Port River. This collection of sunken ships includes large wooden sailing schooners, iron and steel steamers, barges and dredges that were beached, partially scrapped, or abandoned when no longer viable. There is at least one American flag ship sunk in these waters.
We have another one of our shipwrecks. This one's called the Dorothy H. Sterling. It's the only US vessel, the only timber vessel, and the largest vessel in the graveyard. It was built in 1920s in Oregon, USA, and it had 6 masts, 81 meters long, and weighed 2,500 tons.
That's just departing the wharf. 9 passengers, 2 crew, returning 1500. I report traffic over.
The Port Adelaide River is a tidal estuary of Adelaide that opens up into the bay and into the Pacific Ocean. The port became the colony's main shipping channel soon after the Europeans settled here in 1836 and was formerly used as South Australia's first port from the late 1830s. The estuary originally consisted of extensive mangrove and mudflat systems that were heavily used by the indigenous peoples for food and materials before colonization. The port is still used today for manufacturing goods, including cars, grains from South Australia for export, and fuel. Over the 19th and 20th century, the river was modified with wharves, docks, dredging, industrial uses. Portions were reclaimed and many mangroves altered, leaving a mix of industrial, recreational, and recovering natural areas today. The Port River and adjacent Barker Inlet are now recognized for their ecological and heritage values and are included in a number of protected areas and restoration efforts, even as the port and industrial activities continue to operate. Thank you for joining us on the Dolphin and Ship Graveyard Tour. The captain gave us an overview of the dolphins swimming in the bay. We got to see them up close, playing beside the boat. Then we went up the bay and saw the sunken ships in different stages of disarray. It was a great trip. Weather was nice. Be sure to like this video, share it on your social media, subscribe if you have not, and we will see you on the next adventure.